Let me ask you something personal, but important. When was the last time you really thought about your penis health? I'm not talking about a quick check in the mirror or wondering if something feels off. I mean actually taking time to care for it, the same way you care for your heart, your teeth, your skin. Because here's the truth. After a certain age, most men stop paying attention. Not out of laziness, but because they figure, hey, if it still works, I guess I'm fine. But that mindset, that's exactly what holds a lot of men back from aging in a way that's healthy, comfortable, and confident. So in today's video, we're diving into 5 everyday rules for penis care that every older man should be following. Not fads, not myths, just simple, proven habits that support hygiene, circulation, comfort, and long-term function. And trust me, these small steps don't just protect your physical health. They help you feel better about yourself, inside and out. So stick around until the end, because I'm not just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to show you why it matters, what could happen if you ignore it, and how a little bit of intention goes a long way. Now, if you've ever looked down and wondered, is this normal? Or should I be worried? This video might be exactly what you've been needing. Let's get started. Rule number 1, clean daily, but gently. A lot of guys think that being clean means scrubbing hard, using strong soaps, and making sure everything smells like a spring breeze. But here's the truth. Especially as you age, over-cleaning can actually do more damage than good. Skin in the groin area gets thinner over time. It loses elasticity. It's more sensitive to dryness, irritation, and tiny cracks that can make everyday life uncomfortable. So if you're using scented soaps, antibacterial gels, or exfoliating cloths, it's time to rethink. Warm water, gentle hands. That's what your body needs. If you use soap, pick one that's unscented, alcohol-free, and specifically designed for sensitive skin. Gently wash the area, paying close attention to the folds, especially under the foreskin if you're uncircumcised. Rinse well. Pat dry, not rub. Pat. Moisture trapped in this area can cause fungal infections, especially if you wear snug underwear or don't change after sweating. Let me tell you about Dennis, a 74-year-old man I met who couldn't figure out why he kept getting itchy down there. Tried different soaps, even saw a dermatologist. Turns out he was washing with antibacterial soap twice a day, stripping away his skin's natural oils and protective bacteria. Once he stopped and switched to just water in the morning and a light rinse at night, his symptoms cleared up. Why? Because our skin, even down there, has its own ecosystem. Good bacteria, natural oils. When you wipe those out, the skin has no defense left. It becomes dry, red, sensitive, and way more vulnerable to infection. And as we get older, our ability to bounce back from that irritation gets weaker. That's why it's not about scrubbing more. It's about protecting what your body's already trying to do on its own. But there's more to it than just hygiene. This kind of care tells your brain and your self-worth that you still matter. That part of you still matters. Even if no one else sees it, you do. And that matters. Because when you take the time to care for yourself, even in private, you carry that self-respect into every other part of your life. It builds a quiet confidence. So rule 1, keep it clean, keep it gentle, and make it a habit. Don't skip it, don't rush it, and definitely don't overdo it. Rule 2, check in every single day. Here's something most guys don't think about. When's the last time you actually looked at your penis and really paid attention? I'm not talking about a passing glance while you towel off. I'm talking about an intentional, focused, let me check how things are looking today kind of look. Why does this matter? Because early signs of problems don't usually come with pain. They come with subtle changes, slight discoloration, a bump that wasn't there before, a spot that looks irritated, or a patch of dry or peeling skin. And if you're not checking, you'll miss it. And the longer you miss it, the more serious things can get. Think about this. We're taught to check our blood pressure, our cholesterol, even our feet if we're diabetic. But the penis, it's often ignored. Yet it's just as prone to issues like skin conditions, fungal infections, or even early signs of penile cancer, which, yes, is rare, but not impossible, especially if you're over 60 and uncircumcised. Now, I'm not saying you need to stare at yourself in the mirror every day, but during your daily shower or just before bed, take 10 seconds. Look around the head, the shaft, the base, the scrotum. Notice the color, the texture, any spots or rashes or changes. Are there new veins? A sore that won't heal? A discharge or unpleasant smell? All of these are clues your body's giving you. Here's a quick story. Richard, 68, told me he noticed a tiny sore on the underside of his penis. It didn't hurt, so he ignored it for a couple weeks. Finally, his wife pushed him to get it checked. It turned out to be an early stage of squamous cell carcinoma. He was treated early, and he's fine now. But had he waited another month, things could have gone very differently. This isn't about paranoia, it's about presence. When you check in regularly, you create a baseline. You know what normal looks like. That way, when something's off, you'll actually recognize it. Think of it like scanning your dashboard when you start your car. You're not obsessing over it. You're just making sure everything's running as it should. And here's a bonus. Daily check-ins can actually increase your comfort and body awareness. Many men feel disconnected from their bodies as they age. A simple, respectful check-in can help rebuild that relationship. You're not just looking for problems. You're saying, this is still a part of me. I still care. And that kind of attention, it matters more than you think. So take a few seconds every day. Make it part of your routine, like brushing your teeth. It might just save you discomfort, or even save your life. Rule 3, moisturize. Now this one catches a lot of guys off guard. Moisturize down there? Isn't that only for dry elbows or shaving cream commercials? Actually, no. As we age, our skin loses moisture. The skin on your penis is no exception. In fact, it's more delicate than most of the rest of your body. Dryness can lead to irritation, flaking, sensitivity, and micro tears, especially if you're sexually active or wear tight underwear. And if you've ever felt a burning or itchy sensation without a clear reason, it could simply be because the skin down there is dry. The fix? A little bit of unscented, gentle moisturizer after your shower. Not a heavy lotion with fragrances. Think simple: coconut oil, aloe vera gel, or creams labeled for sensitive skin. Rub a small amount between your fingers, then apply lightly across the shaft, around the head, and even the scrotum. Avoid anything with alcohol or strong chemicals. I once spoke to a urologist who said he sees older men all the time complaining of irritation, and in more than half the cases, the solution wasn't medication. It was just regular moisturizing. Moist skin is healthy skin. It flexes better, heals faster, and resists infection more easily. Now, if you've never moisturized that part of your body before, don't worry. It's not too late to start. Like anything, it becomes normal when it becomes routine. A few seconds each day after your shower or before bed is all it takes. No special tools, no awkward process, just a small act of care that helps you feel more at ease in your own skin. Literally, this isn't vanity, it's stewardship. And your body, every part of it, is still worthy of thoughtful, respectful attention, especially the parts that don't always get talked about. Rule 4, supporting circulation through daily movement. Rule 4, supporting circulation through daily movement. When it comes to keeping the penis healthy in older age, a lot of men don't realize just how critical blood flow really is. We usually only think about it when we're trying to get or maintain an erection, but it's much bigger than that. Erection strength, sensation, healing, even hormone balance, it all relies on a steady flow of oxygen-rich blood reaching those tissues every single day. And the truth is, you don't need pills or devices to help support that process. What often helps the most? Movement. Simple, regular movement. See, your penis doesn't work alone. It's part of a larger network of blood vessels, nerves, and muscles. And as we get older, if we're sitting too long, avoiding walks, or dealing with things like diabetes or high blood pressure, our circulation slows. That reduced flow shows up in ways we don't always connect. Less morning wood, decreased sensitivity, slower healing, or even changes in the way orgasms feel. That's why movement matters so much. You don't need to run a marathon or join a gym. Just make time to move each day. Light walking, gentle stretching, or even standing and marching in place while the coffee brews. These small motions signal to your blood vessels to stay open and flexible, which helps keep the lower body strong and responsive. I knew a man named Robert, 76, who started walking his block twice a day. 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, then again before dinner. After a few weeks, he didn't just feel more energetic, he started waking up with morning erections again, something he hadn't experienced in years. He hadn't changed his diet or started any medications. His body was just getting more circulation, and it responded. That might sound small, but medically, it's a big deal. Movement also helps regulate blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and improve nerve health, all of which play a huge role in your pelvic area. The nerves and vessels that serve the penis don't get much attention, but they're just like any other system in your body. They need oxygen, flexibility, and stimulation. And there's something else here. Movement isn't just physical, it's emotional. When you get up, when you stretch, when you walk with purpose, you're reminding yourself that you're still here, still active, still participating in life. That mindset carries over into how you treat every part of your body, including the parts that feel less talked about, but still serve you every single day. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. A short walk after meals, standing during TV commercials, light stretches before bed, all of these signal strength, vitality, and presence. If you felt disconnected or unsure where to begin, start with your feet. Move them. Every step you take sends a message to your entire system, from your legs to your pelvis, to your brain, that you're choosing activity over decline. You're choosing to show up, not fade out. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll be helping us keep this conversation going strong. Now let's get into Rule 5, mindful urination and fully emptying the bladder. Now this might not sound exciting, but it's one of the most important and overlooked daily habits for men as they age. The way you urinate can tell you a lot about what's going on inside, and learning to fully empty your bladder each time you go is key to avoiding a host of issues. We're talking about infections, discomfort, pressure on the prostate, and even long-term damage to the bladder. And the tricky part is, many men don't even realize they're not emptying completely. As we age, the muscles involved in urination can weaken, the prostate can enlarge, and the sensation that tells you when you're finished might get a little unreliable. That means you might stop too soon, thinking you're done, when in reality, there's still urine sitting there. That leftover urine becomes the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which can lead to urinary tract infections, increased urgency, and even that frustrating dribbling that happens later in the day. There was a man named Gerald, 81, who kept waking up multiple times a night needing to urinate, but he never felt fully relieved. He also started to notice a bit of leaking during the day, something he'd never dealt with before. When he finally spoke to his doctor, they figured out what was happening. He was unknowingly leaving behind urine every time he went. Once he made a few small changes, like taking his time, relaxing fully, and staying seated when he peed, things improved. Within weeks, he was sleeping better and feeling more confident. So here's what helps. First, slow down. Rushing or pushing actually makes it harder for your body to do what it needs to do. If it's more comfortable or feels more natural, go ahead and sit down. That position often helps relax the pelvic muscles. Next, after the stream stops, stay there for another 10 to 20 seconds. Breathe deeply. Gently lean forward or shift slightly side to side. Sometimes that's all it takes to trigger that final little release of urine. And don't underestimate how important that last bit is. These tiny adjustments might seem too small to matter, but for many older men, they make a real difference. They can mean the difference between constant discomfort and real relief. And beyond the physical, there's a kind of mental clarity that comes from being present in this process. Mindful urination isn't just about plumbing, it's about reconnecting with your body, tuning into its signals, and giving yourself permission to slow down and pay attention. Too often, men are taught to ignore or avoid talking about these things. But silence doesn't protect your health. Action does. Too often, men are taught to ignore or avoid talking about these things. But silence doesn't protect your health. Action does. And showing up for yourself in these small, consistent ways isn't about being obsessive or dramatic. It's about giving your body the kind of attention it's earned over the years. A strong, steady body isn't just built in the gym or through some extreme diet. It's built by respecting how your systems work and giving them the time, care, and support they need to keep working well. And here's the truth. Every single one of the 5 rules we covered today matters. Gentle cleaning, daily visual checks, moisturizing, regular movement, and mindful urination. These aren't complicated, they're not expensive, and they don't require hours out of your day. but they do require intention. They form a kind of rhythm, a personal ritual of care that says, I still value this body, I still respect what it's been through, and I want it to stay strong for the road ahead. If you're not doing all 5 yet, that's okay. Don't let it overwhelm you. The point isn't to be perfect, it's to start. Pick one, just one habit you're not already doing, and begin there. You'd be amazed at how one small shift, done every day, can ripple into the rest of your life. Maybe you feel more comfortable in your own skin. Maybe you feel a little more energized. Maybe it's just that quiet feeling of being connected to your body again in a way you haven't felt in years. These aren't dramatic changes, but they're meaningful ones. They help you show up for yourself in quiet, consistent ways, the kind of ways that build real confidence. And if you've ever felt a little embarrassed or hesitant to think about this part of your health, I want you to hear this clearly. There's absolutely no shame in caring for yourself. In fact, learning to treat your own body with respect, especially in the places people don't talk about, is one of the strongest things a man can do. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about embracing presence, comfort, function, dignity. Those aren't luxuries, they're your right. And when you take the time to care for your body, it sends a message to yourself. I still matter. I'm still here. I'm still worth the effort. No matter your age, your health history, or your past habits, every day is a new chance to treat your body with the kind of attention and care it's always deserved. So let's recap. Rule 1, gentle daily cleaning. Rule 2, do a quick visual check each day. Rule 3, moisturize the skin to keep it comfortable. Rule 4, get some light movement in every day to support circulation. And Rule 5, take your time when you urinate, making sure your bladder is empty. Each one of these is simple, but together they create a foundation, not just for health, but for confidence, peace of mind, and connection. Your body is still on your side. It's still listening. And when you start listening back, really listening, you'll be surprised how much better you feel. Stronger, clearer, more settled in your skin. These aren't tricks, they're truths. And the more we talk about them, the more men can take ownership of their health without fear, shame, or confusion. Because nobody ever taught us this stuff when we were younger. But that doesn't mean we can't learn it now. And if you found any of this helpful today, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below with the number 5 and share one thing that stood out to you. Which habit are you going to start with? What part of this resonated with you the most? Your voice matters. And when you share, you give other men permission to care about these things too. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to do that. Tap the bell so you never miss a video. We've got more coming, more on men's health, aging, and how to stay grounded, strong, and present in your body for the years ahead. Your support is what helps us keep going, and we're grateful you're here. Remember, this isn't about fixing something that's broken. It's about honoring something that still works and helping it keep working. This part of your body has been with you through everything. Through pleasure, through change, through decades of living. It's earned your attention. It's earned your care. So be gentle, be present, and don't be afraid to say, I still matter. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next one.